And ladies and gentlemen, welcome day number 2 of the DreamLeague Stockholm Major. It's time to see who's going to winner's bracket, who's going to loser's bracket. It is Virtus Pro versus Mineski first, and I'm joined by the man himself, Draskell. Draskell, what's good?
I'm ready for some Dotes, man. I think the series is going to be pretty exciting. Talked about it yesterday before we signed off. I think that, VP, they looked all right. I mean, I wasn't particularly impressed with their first game or anything like that, but I always feel like VP is like sandbagging it a little bit.
Yeah.
But Mineski showed some good games, so I'm curious to see how they'll fare against VP.
Yep, you see Pilot Eye drafting versus Ramses, who's actually our Zeke. And is there any... It seems like we're getting a pretty broad ban of first phase heroes, compared to MDL where it felt always the same.
Yeah, I'm kind of... That's why I kind of like this patch now, because people are picking a lot more diverse heroes and they have a different idea of how they want to play the game. And normally when you see a lot of first phase bans that don't really coincide with the same teams, that usually signifies at least a good competitive patch.
Yeah.
So to me, it's something that I enjoy seeing. We'll see if VP have anything special in store, if they're just going to go with the classic, pick whatever the heck we want, because that's usually what VP does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be good.
What about this Chen? This Chen seems to be the only hero that's a constant. Is he just broken to you still?
It's weird because he did just get nerfed again, right? They changed the or they nerfed the divine favor numbers again.
Yeah.
But did the regen stay constant and the damage got nerfed?
I believe so. I believe the regen's
okay.
the same, so it's still amazing in lane.
Yeah, that's I think the primary reason. It's also something that I think a lot of teams would just consider a cheese at this point, because it's almost like an auto win for the lane, whatever whatever lane he walks to.
Yeah. Well, there's gonna be the Leshrac. We've been seeing him more and more. We know it's been played by Moon, it's been played support, and follow up is gonna be Lifestealer. So
it is a direct answer to the off lane Lesh, more or less. You can't really kill Lifestealer in lane. At the same time, if you are not on the creep wave, he can't really chase you down either, because it either goes through rage, etc. But I think this is just it's a different approach than we saw yesterday, because in the first phase bans and such, VP were banning a lot of core heroes. We were seeing troll bans and stuff, and they were banning out Enigma themselves in a lot of games, and banning PAs and all this other stuff to try to give Ramses a good core matchup. But the games that they did that, I don't really think it went super well for them. So now they're changing up how they want to approach the bans. Obviously, Nyx and Shadow Demon bans make a lot more sense now that they've shown their opener. And Pango is just a hero that a lot of teams widely consider to be very strong right now. So I'm kind of liking what they're doing a bit more than what we saw yesterday, because Ramses had one really off game, way more off than I was ever expecting to see him have.
That Juggernaut game, yeah, those 2 early deaths, you just don't see that from him.
Yeah, that was probably one of the first times I've ever been like, wow, he's actually just not having a good time.
He's actually a human.
Yeah, he's a crazy consistent player most of the time. But Mineski, on the other hand, we've talked about the Lesh. Slardar now, obviously good against the Lifestealer. This is a hero that I like personally a lot, and I was surprised we didn't see more.
Yeah.
Just because his kit is so strong, right? He's good against BKB teams. He secures Roche. He has Disable that goes through BKB, just having the Bash. And before you would say, okay, the Bash isn't really a BKB Disable, but now it kind of is, because you can preemptively charge it up and get ready to go.
Yeah. And then that Enigma, we have seen some real feast or famine from this hero, right? MDL crit made it look like a boss, and then the game later, crit made it look like it wasn't a hero. Is it just going to be a jungle hero, right? We always see it on Radiant. Is that probably the case?
EG ran it in a very specific way. They specifically put it in the off lane to deny a lane completely, and then eventually it transitioned into sort of like a 3, but it was picked in the 4 position.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's way greedier than normal. I'm not sure if VP are going to do the same thing.
No.
We'll see. I think even if they were to run it similarly to how EG did, where they just deny the off lane or whatever, it's kind of hard right now for Mineski to pick a Riki without just putting the Lesh mid or something, right? That's kind of my big concern, because when we saw it get crushed, the team that they were playing against had an idea of what to do against it beforehand, because they insta picked the Riki, and they had the team to support it.
Yep, they did. We'll see. VP has the next pick. We see PA Band, Morph Band, Good Heroes versus Lifestealer, and then Puck and Clockwork on the other side. They saw the Roger Clockwork yesterday.
Roger Clockwork popped off. That was like the best Clockwork game, like hero-wise.
Yeah,
I think it was one
sure.
of the best Clockwork games I've seen in a while.
And well, it's going to be a Bane, so a solo classic, nothing too fancy. Gives you a good laner, gives you BKB disable yourself, and just an overall decent hero with the change. It seems people like this hero even more with the change to Enfeeble.
It's a lot more useful during the mid game if you are able to get your spells off. I think that's one of the main reasons why people like it, because it used to be, you get a full fiend script and it was kind of bad and like you would probably die. But now it's like if you get a full channel, you're 100% dead. Like there's no way you're ever gonna be able to stop that kind of stuff. And plus, the nightmare can last a really long time too in the fights, and it's pretty frustrating. Just from a crowd control standpoint, if a good Bane is there, and that's not even like accounting for stuff like nightmare saves. We know a lot of the more experienced Bane players, like I think Misery was one that stood out not too long ago as being able to just like nightmare save constantly.
Yeah.
And then you have players like Fear and all these other guys who are really good at Bane. So,
if on the other side, a hero we don't see pretty much ever anymore, Winter Wyvern. Is it good versus a Lifestealer here, or why do they pick it up?
It's a BKB piercing disable for Enigma. Yeah. That's the main reason, I think, because you can sit really far away from the fights is this hero, especially given like what VP have. So the way that I think of it, when you see heroes like Enigma and Bane, their mobility kind of sucks until Enigma gets Blink, and a lot of the times players don't even get Blink early, right? Sometimes you see the mech, sometimes you even see full Greaves, all these team fight oriented items, which is nice for Wyvern because if there's no gap close on the enemy team, you're having a great time. All your abilities are super long range. You just get to sit in the back and push your buttons, and it feels really, really nice. So I think not just from the perspective of Lifestealer countering, obviously being able to put people in ice, but it also kind of owns Enigma, because if you don't get the Wyvern, most of the time there's not going to be any other reason for him to curse except to stop your ulti. It's similar to playing against a Silencer, but less crappy in this game.
Yeah, and Winter Wyvern can actually just go sit in a lane and farm items.
Yeah. I actually wouldn't have put it past Mineski to pick Silencer, but having seen the Wyvern, it's just a better Silencer.
Yeah. What happened to Silencer? Is he just an ulti now? Is he just bad?
His laning phase got hit pretty hard, so I don't know if we're going to see him.
Yeah.
I suppose anything's possible. Like there could be like the perfect Silencer game. Then again, I'm saying that there's an Enigma and a Bane. Yeah. So I'm like, this is a pretty good Silencer game, obviously, until the Bounty Hunter comes out from VP. So I think it's it's just a little bit too weak in the lane right now for my taste.
Yeah, and there's the Bounty. We talked about a little bit about the Ricky countering it, but is this Bounty just gonna do? He's on the Enigma's team. I don't know if it's a block pick. Is this? What did we see yesterday when VP played? They played it in the 3, right?
Yeah, I think it was played as a 3. So they might be doing something similar to what EG did the other day.
With the 3-4, Bounty stays in the lane, then just roams around, and Enigma takes the lane.
It is a Roger classic. Like, he's definitely played a lot of Bounty Hunter, so it could just be solo Bane and then Pasha Enigma and stuff. I mean, I'm sure that's what it is, but I think it's more just a direct answer to the Wyvern type of heroes. So, like, Oracle and Wyvern and all these other heroes that don't really have the best lane, Bounty Hunter just kind of owns them, because you get your regen or whatever, your mobility in the early game, and you just keep hitting the core, or you hit the support. It's really hard for them to pull and contest bounty runs and stuff like that. So I think that's the main reason. Plus, track is just insane. Like, even without granting the movement speed bonus to your teammates and just being for the bounty hunter, having the vision and being able to know like exactly when you can commit and stuff like that is super, super nice. Plus, you have a hero that can place deep wards pretty easily. They're much less likely to get dewarded. It puts a lot of pressure on the supports just by existing. So I think that that's kind of what VP needed, honestly, was they have pretty good lanes, but they needed some other form of pressure on the map that wasn't just like static lane pressure.
Yeah, and now they have it, and now we're on the other side. We're going to see a Juggernaut come out. Pretty standard pick. Seems like most of the other cores, good versus Lifestealer, are out.
Yeah, this matchup is always interesting to me because I always feel like it's whoever gets forced to use their abilities first, you know?
Yeah.
Like if the Lifestealer comes into the fight and the Jug has Omni and a bunch of items, it could be a little bit hectic, right? Because there's not that much stuff in this game on the side of VP to eat Omni bounces. It's basically just like Eidolons, and that's it. So it can get kind of risky for the Lifestealer, but at the same time, if he's ahead on items and the Jug is forced to, worry about things like Enigma Black Hole and Fiend's Grip and all this other stuff, and he gets tracked, the fight can get really bad for him. So it's exciting because it's more about how the teams play the fights than it is like the direct hero matchup. And I think that's the kind of Dota that people would prefer to watch.
Yeah, for sure. There's a decent amount of team fight, especially on Mineski and then Enigma on Virtus Pro. We've been seeing that more. It feels like teams want to win their lanes, but there's just more stuns in Dota now. I don't know if it's because the heroes are stronger, or we just seem to see a lot of stuns.
Yeah, I think it's always been a fast meta since the patch, like since 7.2 and 7.21 and stuff. The game got a lot faster. So just having control is a comfort thing for a lot of teams. Control usually equals kills. Kills equals being able to influence the map and all that other stuff. And it seems like a lot of teams are even taking a backseat to like direct tower pressure. Obviously, yesterday I think we saw was it Ehome who ran the Lycan?
Yeah,
and played it.
Yeah,
I mean, I still think heroes like that have their place, but control is just so much more consistent, and especially in situations where we talked about, how important it is to bring a large amount of heroes to certain engagements and stuff, especially if you're playing against stuns. And I think that's kind of the advantage that it gives you is like, if you're outnumbering them and you have stuns, it's really hard to lose fights. Like you just kill them.
Yeah. Well, there's the TA ban. We haven't seen much of her, but I've been seeing her played a lot more in pubs lately. People are finally realizing, oh yeah, she still dominates the lane even with all these changes.
Yeah, TA is pretty strong right now, and you can still do a lot of trap stacking and stuff like that. So definitely a hero that you can watch out for. Okay, so now they're giving Noah the last pick.
Versus Shadow Fiend, yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a hero that has some pretty hard counter picks. But I'm looking at VP and I'm thinking, you got one hero to group around. Do they want to give no one another one of those heroes that you're going to play some 5-man Dota with, or are they going to give him something that's just going to like crush the lane?
Yeah, feels like because they have an odd lineup, right? Like if this Bane Bounty Hunter don't get off to a good start, definitely feels like you just could fall behind in the mid game to Mineski.
Yeah,
maybe it's something a little. Well, what would you like? What are some direct counters to Shadow Fiend you were talking about?
Monkey owns Shadow Fiend, like owns him. The Lina is pretty good, but I don't know if he wants to play it. I've been seeing a lot more stuff like DP as well.
Yeah.
I kind of like DP this game just because, again, that's another hero that you can 5-man with, and you already have an Enigma who's going to buy your team fight items for you. So you can. It's also really good against Jug because he spins, right?
Yeah.
And if you spin during exorcism, you kind of just get owned. We'll see. Okay, it's OD again. They've been loving this hero.
Yeah.
Since yesterday. It's not really like a hard lane counter or anything to Shadow Fiend, but it is a hero that does a tremendous amount of damage. It's a save from Omni Slash, and he is going to most likely end up getting a BKB, which obviously is good against quite a few of their heroes this game. So I don't mind it. I think OD's fine. I just have a tendency to gravitate towards heroes that when you have like when you have a bounty hunter and stuff, and you have this Enigma, and you have the team fight potential, I kind of like to go more all in towards it, just because Exorcism plus Black Hole makes the game a lot harder for like the Wyvern, right? Because I still think that outside of laning phase, Pi is going to have a pretty relaxed game as long as they're fighting around sentries and stuff.
Yeah, and well, we saw OD. I believe they played it in both their wins, right? Yesterday, yeah, they did versus Ford Gaming, and it felt like we thought, like, wasn't it the same? Like, no one was playing OD. Ramsey was playing a hard carry, like, and they both farmed while the other three, like, won fights. Is there a possibility of that, or is, like, Bane Bounty and Enigma, like, too weak, and they actually need one of the
I think Bane
cores?
Bounty is quite strong, actually, like, in the early game. Because, okay, so the way that Wyvern plays is, like, you have two builds, right? Either the level 1 Arctic Burn or the I'm going to get Splinter Blast and just spam spells and just go die to the tier 2. Those are basically the two ways that people play Wyvern nowadays. But Bounty Hunter is just always that consistent presence. He's going to be there. He's going to steal your Core's gold, or he's going to take, Pi's gold or Febby's gold or whatever. However the lanes end up clashing this game. I assume that they're probably going to try to deny Ajit as much as they can, so they're going to send Roger wherever he is. But yeah, it is a more farm-oriented Bounty Hunter, as Pasha is playing it. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I kind of like VP's support combo though.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's gonna be really good in the lane phase. Like usually when you see Bounty in the lane, I remember old Bounty. You just lost that lane. Nowadays, feels like you can just abuse regen on that hero so hard with the stolen gold.
Yeah, I mean, look at his starting items too. Like he is going all in on lane sustain.
5.7 regen, pretty damn good. Especially with, so that means without the mangoes, what's he at? 1.2 to 3. Doesn't have the best base regen, but you get some mangoes and a ring of regen, and all of a sudden you feel like a Nyx assassin.
Yeah, well nowadays it's more like a Ricky, because Ricky I think has the highest base regen.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Isn't it 5? Isn't it like flat 5 or something crazy?
I think it's like 4.7 or 4.8 without stats.
It is a lot though.
It's way up there.
Yep. All right. So bottom looks like we already have Ramses, Solo, KP, and Febby there, and that's a scary lane. We did see this once yesterday, right? The Slardar Leshrac lane, or no?
We definitely saw Slardar from Mineski. I don't remember if it was a Leshrac that was in his lane or not. I wouldn't be surprised because this hero has been seeing a lot more play.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious to see how they're going to address this Enigma because I feel like Mineski, it's got to be the Lesh. That's like the only hero that can directly like stop Roger from just doing whatever the heck he wants. The alternative route is just letting him do his thing, I guess, and just hope that you win bot.
Yeah. Feels like that might be what they do, right? Because you don't want to leave a Slardar like solo in the offlane, right?
Yeah, I mean he would get crushed. Nice little stun there.
Solo steals the rune. Febby versus Ramses going at it still. And oh, Ramses actually going the other way. He's going to eat a little bit of damage here. Oh, but Ramses will dodge a stun to us coming. And well, we got both wards middle this time. We've got an SF versus an OD. No one versus Moon. It's going to be interesting. Now, oh, turns around. Febby actually taking a lot of damage. Does eat that tree. Will it be enough? Looks like 2 more hits from Ramses. Nah, Solo's like, I've got it. Will he wake him up for Ramses? Doesn't even have to. Wakes up and gets the kill. And that's a rough start in this lane.
That's that ultra min-max right there.
Yeah.
I enjoy seeing that kind of stuff.
Same. So,
but yeah, it's...
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna mention, like, getting the first blood in this lane for Rams is really big because it means his boots are gonna come out a lot sooner.
Yeah.
And against heroes like Slardar, when you don't have, like, a huge amount of base armor, like, Lyster's got 3, it's not the worst, but having the boots and the early stick and stuff is gonna be huge.
What builds do you like on Leshrac? Do you like just straight up stun Edict? It seems to be what people are getting now.
Yeah, Edict is way too good to pass up, and the problem with not putting enough points in a stun is that the AoE is tiny. I mean, I guess you could argue with a hero like Slardar, you could just leave it at 1 anyway, because you know you have the guarantee of getting a follow-up.
Middle, okay, he'll finally health potion Moon, who looks for the raise, doesn't go for it. Sitting real low. I thought he was gonna try to bait him in, which he was probably trying to do, but it is 7-6. Oh, and he gets put under the tower. He is gonna take a decent chunk of damage here, I think. Ooh, but he doesn't actually pop Equilibrium. Is that... Should he have? Would that have been a kill?
It's only 12% slow. Okay. I think he's more concerned about like keeping his mana up and stuff.
Alright, makes sense.
I mean, at best, he gets like 1 more auto.
Yeah. We do see a tip there, so they're having fun. It is pretty even, though. 7-8, actually 2-0. No, it is a stomp right now. No one is just handling him. Top lane.
I mean... The really high mid players, or like high skill mid players, are super good at abusing the first 2 waves against heroes like Shadow Fiend. We saw this yesterday too, when we saw Shadow Fiend being played. It's just really hard for the SF to contest because your base damage is just so freaking bad.
Yeah. And what we see, I like it. Roger used one of his dying Eidolons to scout out the rune for no, and he just finds an arcane rune, makes this lane even worse. So top lane, haven't talked much about that one. It is Pasha. He's very low. Ajit farming, and even though he's getting his creeps tonight, he's still 16-5.
Yeah, I mean, in this type of situation, I haven't been watching top lane that closely. I'm not sure if Roger's getting every single range creep. Yeah, he's converting inside of the jungle, so he's not really doing it like what Crit did, where he was killing every range creep basically.
Do you like? It feels like that's pretty good, right? Just denying a full range creep doesn't take that much time, or is it? Does he just want to, I guess, get as high level as he can as quick, or?
It's just how he's prioritizing the game. Like if he wants to jungle a little bit faster, because it's a difference between killing like a full creep in the woods or denying 1 range, and it saves you a lot of time. And if Roger's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go for my items, because he's going Dom, right?
Yeah.
If you get Helm with the Dominator early, they could potentially just push the tower. Because heroes like Wyvern, they're not going to be able to defend against a super early creep, so maybe they want the tier 1 sooner. So having the creeps alive and him jungling faster gets that done.
Ooh, and look at this. He's getting bashed up bottom. Ramsey's trying to run. Febby doing damage. You do see level 1 Edict pretty weak, but it might do enough. One right click from Febby. Is it enough? Stout Shield doesn't even get the proc, but he survives. Will that?
Oh my, double stout.
Oh, he gets it, and he's staying in here too. Meanwhile, KP just trying to farm creeps, and Ramsey's, he'll eat around. Pile of die goes down.
Yeah.
Roger with the odd rotation, but it ends up working out. And look at this. Actually, I love it. Roger's using their pull camp, which they dewarded for him to just farm up. Some good value.
This is good. Like that's the weakness of the Wyvern, right? Like his laning phase is not spectacular. Oh, bottom.
They should be able to get solo this time. He does have a sleep and a brain sap, so maybe not. He's gonna throw out the sleep and the brain sap, and the edict. It's not gonna get him. The creep spawn, and Febby's dead to the tower. No, he de-aggroes at the last second. And man, everyone is so low on those top health bars right now. Someone's gonna drop bottom. It feels like.
Living life on the freaking edge down here. Everyone is. Oh, Febby?
Oh, the stun. Nice job by Febby, but he knows. Brain sap will come out, gets the stomp, though, gets the bash. This will be a kill. And a little bit. Solo and Ramses are definitely playing this lane a little bit cocky, and they'll get punished a little bit for it. And oh, Pilot Eye hasted. Hello. Shows up to Roger. Can't really do anything, as you said, though. Not the best hero for dealing with Enigma.
Yeah, I mean, during the mid-game, Pi will have a much nicer time, but we did mention his laning phase is probably going to be a bit of suffering. Febby's going to suicide to the tower.
Ooh, Pilot Eye, he actually gets blocked out, but Pasha won't be able to get the kill.
Wait, it said he died to the Dire.
Febby, I mean...
That's so weird.
I don't know what the heck?
I don't know why it said that, but he did suicide at that time.
Dude, what if, like, the gold get... Okay, we're just going to hope Ice Frog, you know, it's just a clerical error there. Nothing effective. Oh, Pilot Die once again getting beat down. God. Winter Wyvern versus Bounty in the lane. He actually just loses all his gold. And then just can't do anything. That's rough. Middle.
Yeah, it's a struggle for him.
Yeah, we go back and 18-5 versus 23-14. So while Moon is losing, he's definitely brought it back. Not just completely flat at the 2-0 anymore. You get raises, it becomes better.
Yeah, you're 5 now. You got your level 3 raise. He's got max souls. Things are looking okay. The first few waves are always really ugly for Shadow Fiends, and like I mentioned, the top like 5 mid players, they're not gonna mess up on the first few waves against an SF, because if they do, yikes, it's really, really bad. Especially for heroes like OD, like his base damage and stats and everything is really good. So whenever you get a matchup where you can abuse it, you really, really want to, because you're kind of the same as Shadow Fiend. You play similarly, you farm really fast and stuff with your imprisonment. You have infinite mana more or less.
Yeah.
So you gotta do well in the first 2 or 3 waves.
And, well, this OD having a great time. You do see the raise there to pick up the range creep. Bottom lane, we have action all. It felt like yesterday, right? It felt like the lanes were pretty static. No kills till 10 minutes. This game, every lane just running at each other for the most part. Uh-oh, Solo. He's gonna get found, but the stun, as you talked about, level 1, just no AoE. Sleep's gonna come up. He's gonna wake up KP. Edict damage still going while he slept. Feels good, but now might get tanked up a little by these creeps. They are going to try to run Solo down. Should get him. Febby picks him up. And there you go. Middle lane. Roger gets run down by Moon. Moon actually super low. We see the tail end of that kill, but guess what's there? Old Shriney, and they're going to feel pretty good about that one.
Yeah, I don't know what Roger was doing.
Yeah, me either. I just like saw the tail end of him die. I'm like, what's he doing here?
Pasha getting spun on too, losing quite a bit of HP. And Mineski, they're holding their own in the lanes for sure. And
I like this ward, right, at the Radiant Jungle where Roger's farming. Even if they can't stop it, they know where he's at, right? Like, they shouldn't get ganked anywhere. Well, Autumn, KP level 5, though. That seems like the big one. He has phase boots and level 5. Is there... When does Ramses take over this lane, or does he ever... Ooh, top. Sorry, Pasha spun on. We see it. He just goes down. Is there a time Lifestealer can take over this lane, or no?
Nah, not against Slardar.
Okay.
Slardar is that one hero who has, like, he has 11 armor, right?
Yeah.
Or, sorry, not 11, he has 13 armor. Yeah, 13 armor, and he's got the bash. He's going to get his amplification soon from the Corrosive Haze. You don't really ever take over the lane.
You hope he, like, rotates out and you can just farm, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, he might die here. Depends.
Ooh, Solo gets body blocked. Febby hits the stun on him, and KP's actually going to turn around with those phase boots, the armor and the damage, and They're just going to back out. Man, this lane bottom just trading hit for hit. And Slardar, he's like, yo, all right, Moon. You're going to hit this shrine too? I'll come hit it up. Good job of farming. No one. He's going to do the same. Level 7.5. He'll just hit over in the jungle. He's going Midas this game. You like it? On the OD.
Yeah. I mean, he's done it every game so far. And they've been doing okay. I don't think they've lost a game with OD, if I remember correctly. So.
I believe you are correct. They've only played 2 games, I guess. So.
Yeah.
2-0, though. Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hero that just loves attack speed. You get the orb going.
That's the thing, right? If you buy Midas now, you have to like actually use the attack speed. Solo, double raised. Moon making some movements. We've seen this, right? You lose middle lane a little bit. You want to make movements, help your other lanes, and he does. Farms up the stack as well.
Yeah, he's got roughly the same CS. I'm sure some of those are jungle creeps.
Ramses is getting pot. He's gonna have to use rage here. Oh, doesn't. The raise doesn't get faked out. And this tower's looking to just die. Level 3 Edict already. Look at that belt. Good God.
This is one of the coolest parts about Lesh, is that when you rotate for a Lesh, you're getting the tower most of the time.
Yeah.
Especially if he's got, at least, like you mentioned, that level 3 Edict going. So, really nice stuff coming out from Mineski in the early game. We haven't really seen much from Pasha yet. Obviously, we're waiting on him to get that level 6, and no one buying the Midas means, yeah, he's just doing the farming thing. But this is level 6 Slardar, level 5 Leshrac, just kind of roaming around in the woods right now looking for something. And in these small fights, also, Leshrac just dominates because of Edict.
Oh, man. I'm watching Ramses. I just want to see him get popped one. Look at KP. He has the bash hit ready. Ramses knows that. He'll just use it to farm. And it's tough. This has been one of the worst. Like, we saw those Ramses rotations game 1 yesterday, but this is the first time we've seen him just get straight up dominating the lane. And, I mean, as you said, that is just the Slardar, the straight up hero counter.
Yeah, you can't fight against him. It's really annoying. Because every single time, like, he just uses Infest to heal or whatever to go back to full HP, and KP is, like, not even phased. He's like, yeah, whatever, dude. It's fine.
He's got 3.9 regen base, pretty damn good as well. Meanwhile, no one farms middle, almost has the Midas. Pilot Eye sitting here. He's pretty happy, though, about this situation with SF in the jungle and bottom. He's just getting level 6, and looks like no one's going to have a late 6. Seems like everyone's getting there at about 10-minute mark. Solo, of course, level 4, yeah. Just bashes
KP playing with fire here.
Is. And gets brain sapped, will get slept, but look who's here. Febby, his boy, even wakes him up. Febby doesn't mind sleeping. He's full HP, but now he might. No one's here. The ulti gets dropped, and I believe Febby might be going down here too. Ramses has open wounds in 15. They are going to be slow. Febby might be able to do some crazy jukes in the jungle. I doubt he lives, but we'll see what the boy can do.
Well, he doesn't have a TP, so it's pretty unlikely.
Wasting time, though. He will... Well, actually, break the trees open. Looks like no one will get him. Roger top kills Pilot Eye as well. We'll watch you die. There we go. Febby goes down, so a good rotation there. Seems like both mids, rotated bottom once and have been successful.
Yeah, but all this movement around the map and, like, prioritizing the bottom part is actually kind of favored VP a bit, not only because they're able to secure the bounty rune or whatever and get the kill on the Slardar, but it's also secured in the top tower because Roger got to his Dom. They pushed. I mean, looks like he's having a rough time right now. But...
Yeah, he's getting spun on. Will he go down? Nice stomp. Oh, the nuke comes out. Well, Pilot Eye getting those early levels middle pays off. Brings down Roger, and he's getting some gold. Ajit as well is tracked up now. So, do you want to see Bounty Hunters start moving, or does he need more than just level 6?
I think 6 is good enough. It just depends on what part of the map that VP want to play. Because if you're gonna start like these fights and stuff with your Bane and your Lifestealer, just having Pasha down there can be really nice for you because it's just, additional gold and stuff. And he offers a lot of damage. Like, Janata freaking hurts, man.
Yeah, it does. Dude, it really does. What is it? It's 180 at max, right? Or am I crazy? I guess I just looked. 170, okay. Leveling that skill feels good, right? Because there's no negatives. You get extra bonus damage, extra gold steal, lower cooldown. One of those 3 first.
Yeah, plus when you have track on someone, you get, even at level 1 track, you get like 140% crit, so it's
crazy. It actually is.
Pretty nasty.
Well, why don't we see that here? Is it just the laning phase, right? Like, he got bodied in lane. Is that just the biggest issue with that hero right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's mostly just his lane. But it's one of the heroes where even if your lane's not particularly good, during the mid game, you get like 1 or 2 good fights, and you just get so much gold. Like, it's insane. Level 1 track is 150 bonus self gold. Like, you get like 1 or 2 kills, and you're feeling good.
Yeah. And well, top lane, you talked about the Febby. The best part about Leshrac, get that rotation, get that tower, and looking to be a pretty free tower with that Lesh again.
Yeah.
And is that why we're seeing like the rise? Not the rise, I guess we've been seeing for a while, but like Leshrac as well as Ross. Are people just valuing that tower push? Like, because they can just do it alone, right? They're two of the few.
They just offer disable and they offer tower damage. That's one of the main things. Like Shadow Shaman has 2 stuns, Leshrac has a stun.
Oh, back here they find. Oh, Pasha, little out by himself. He'll get double raised here. He is pretty tanky. Will he steal some gold? Nah. And out they get the kill there. And that's gonna be the thing, right? That's the scary part. If Piladai gets farm, he can just afford sentry wards, right? And affording sentry wards versus a bounty hunter kind of counters the hero.
Yeah, 5-man also counters the hero.
Yes,
which
a lot.
They got a Shadow Fiend who's pretty close to Greaves at 13 minutes.
That's scary.
And with that Slardar, man, this is the Roshan. This is the thing that VP can't really. I mean, they can send some heroes over here, but man, fighting this seems really freaking difficult.
They don't have any way to steal it, right? Because you know this bounty hunter's not walking in there. You know?
They got the sentry down. Pasha's like, I learned my lesson, man. I ain't doing that.
Man.
They just got their heroes side laning right now.
Mineski they're looking good right now. They're playing exactly how they need to. They're only up by 1,000 gold, but feels like they're getting a lot of what they want. It's a ticking time bomb though, right? No one's about to hit level 12 right after this creep. He's scary, and he's farmed.
Yeah, the Midas really early. He's got the treads, double null, 1,200 gold. He's the big boy this game, highest net worth, and you know Ravs isn't too far behind the jug. Like 1,000 net worth at 14 minutes is something, but it's not insurmountable.
Ooh, top lane probably can't get the kill, yeah. But look at this, Ramsey's higher level than KP, and we see the problem now with the 5-manning, though. You can't fall behind Pasha, looking for Piladai. We'll just crit him, take his gold. And he'll try to fly away, level 7 on that Winter Wyvern. We already saw one ulti committed to get a kill. We'll try to do the stacks here on Ajit. And alright, kills a sentry. Pasha gonna try to run away. And right now, there's a lot of movement on the map, but no one committing for anything quite yet. Everyone just happy kind of 2-man farming their jungle. Let's see, Ramsey's Midas. Alright, off cooldown, that's what I like to see. So they got 2 Midases. So while it's a 1k lead for Mineski, are they on like a ticking time bomb with this Greaves Shadow Fiend? Like, will they just lose late if this Odie and Lifesteal keep farming?
I don't think so. No. I don't think their lineup just loses, because like, having Winter's Curse as kind of like that team fight X factor where it's really hard for like Black Holes to go off and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I like it.
Both teams have that spell, right? You got a Black Hole, you got a Winter's Curse. Obviously, one counters the other, but that's the thing, right? There's a 10k lead. You never know if they just hit a 3 or 4-man ulti, what happens.
Yeah, it's just really hard to outscale a hero like Slardar too, because he's always going to have the Corrosive Haze. Minus 20 armor is so much solo.
Ooh, he's running. Oh my lord, he's just dead. Yeah, and as well, right? At level 25, it gets buffed. That Corrosive Haze Undispellable is pretty insane, especially against that Lifestealer, right? You assume we'll take it? If we make it that far, of course.
Yeah, I don't think you ever take the Slithering Crush Stun.
What if it was an extra 2 seconds? Would that be enough, or even then, probably not?
I mean, if it was 2 seconds, at least then it's like a choice. But right now, it's like Corrosive Haze Undispellable is just way too freaking good.
Yeah. And man, I am getting scared for when this Shadow Fiend gets level 15 with this Leshrac. Because he's definitely going the Aura Effects buildings with this build. And you're going to have a Leshrac. Goodness.
Yeah, this is actually pretty scary for VP. At the moment, like Roger went for we talked about the Helm of the Dominator build, which did secure the tier 1 in the safe lane, but Mineski don't seem to have any reservations about walking together as 5 and just claiming like every single building. And that puts a lot of pressure on VP because their wave clear is really not that good.
Yeah. And look at this. They're just going to hit it. Even a couple hits, right? This is just free damage. And this isn't just a little bit. They are massacring this tier 3 with Febby. Oh my, itches down. Are they going to look for the Rax 16 minutes in? The V, is this the standard
Roger.
VP game 1? Oh, he looks quite.
He just like casually walked in.
What up? Says hi, and they're just right-clicking. Look at this, buildings. Take Nips, there's gonna be the grip. Do they have anything to stop? No. Juggernaut will get healed up, but he's just gonna die immediately. Black Hole in the back hits onto 2 of them. He does get the stun. It will just be the Aegis, but they've already lost the Juggernaut. Will be a Winter's Curse coming out, but Lifesteal is gonna be completely fine. Roger will go down, and KP, he is trying to do some work with Moon over here, and they're actually turning it around again. Will get the ulti, so everyone gets slowed. Ramsey's right click to right click. Febby needs 2 more hits. He'll get healed up. And now they turn it around, though. See you later, KP, and no one. The big boy in here. Pasha goes down. Moon's trying to turn it. This is going to be a square-up fight. Oh, ho, ho. Looks like no one even gets his Midas up in front of him. And here comes Ramsey's back in, looking for Pilot Eye. Febby stun on the back on Solo, gets the kill. Pilot Eye goes down, and this was an absolute bloodbath. Every hero dying, but it feels like the two cores of Radiant.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and I'm going... That fight was really chaotic, and the fact that Roger was able to get in like that and even get the black hole channel for a couple of seconds was pretty big. But the biggest thing to me was the ults that no one is able to throw out, and just this is something that a lot of OD players actually don't do, but he does it just for like the mana burn factor. So the Greaves got popped really early. He throws out the Sanity's Eclipse. Everyone loses all their freaking mana, and they just can't push any buttons. Like, the SF dies pretty much without being able to cast Requiem. Gets nightmared on his second Requiem cast. He does eventually get to channel it, but by that point the fight seems kind of over, as Pasha's gonna eat the dirt here. Yeah,
that like you're saying, like, right? They get the instant grip on the jug. OD, there's no hesitation. That's the thing between like these tier 1 players, right? It's that even during TI7 people or TI8, it was the hesitation. Like OG never hesitated to buy back, right? Like it just feels like if you know what you're doing, just do it.
Well, the other thing is, like, the positioning of the push is really tricky. Like you mentioned, the Fiend script, because Aja is so far ahead of his team, right? So in situations like that, it's really hard for Pi to get in to throw a Winter's Curse because he actually has to move forward. The ideal fight for a Wyvern is being able to just chill and have the enemy team walk into you, kind of like what Solo's doing right now.
Yeah, and Solo, he is getting walked at. Atos down, stun will fly, Ajit gets the kill. And they did see Ramsey's TP in, so we'll see if they want to just continue pushing bottom with Brown. Seems like it. But they're going to also hit this tower. They're playing 2 lanes at once, but looks like he is going to be running down from middle. Pasha, that triple shuriken, but they hit him with the Atos. Do they want to go for this kill? Do they have detection? Sure do. This is an easy one. That was, I think Pasha got a little cocky there.
I mean, that's 2 deaths in a row. He basically just ran in the river, died. Yeah, he was by the tier 2, just died. There's not really much of a chance for him to defend that tower anyway, so I'm kind of unsure. Maybe he just wanted to, like, get tracks out or something. Doesn't really seem worth it, though. And Mineski being very methodical about their pushes. Like, they claim the tier 2s. They're going Shrines now because obviously they got the tier 3 in the safe lane. Now they're drawing the smoke line. They want to try to cut off Roger and potentially no one inside of the woods.
Well, sorry, I was looking at Shadow Fiend. He did go the Yasha. There's no way he goes the movement speed, right? We saw it yesterday, but that was a different build.
You might just want the Manta. This is the build that I think the Hawk does, because he always goes for like the Greaves and the Manta.
Ooh, and no one. They know he's here. Oh, he's going to TP out right from. Do they have the blink? Does he have the stomp? No. Could have hit him with it, but obviously we can see him. He can't. Well, Shadow Fiend almost to 15. Febby to 12 now. Have you played Leshek yourself at level 25?
It's insane. Yeah, I actually love Lesh. But I usually play him mid more than I play him in the offlane. Okay. Not that offlane is obviously really good, but usually you get that 25 and you're feeling real happy.
You are. There's some level 25 talents like that right now. Like the Syllabear, the 0.5 bat attack speed. I think Ice Frog just wants people to hit some. Uh-oh, they're going in on the back. Solo's gonna get found. Is he gonna go down before Sleep? Barely does, but Febby picks him up. Yeah, I don't know. I guess Ice Frog, once he sees 25, he's like, all right, no more turtling. Let's get these games ended.
I like that, though. I like the fact that the level 25s can be super game-defining.
Yeah, they should, right? I mean, it's the highest level in the game, and, well, middle. I do like the creep. They get the Ice Ogre on that Helm of the Dominator from Roger. Ramsey's with some extra armor. But they're just shredding this tower. Febby hasn't even used Edict yet. Look at that. They have to fortify before you use Edict. That always feels pretty bad. He'll just throw it out. This should be an easy tower. Ramsey, look at how aggressive he's playing, though. He knows they don't want to go on him. They just want that tower, but he's going to blink forward. They're actually going to find Pasha. Not again. He will get slept, though. Saved a little bit. There's going to be the grip. He is spinning, though, so the OD can't just ulti Roger on the backside. He's coming. He will just solo Black Hole Moon, but it might be enough. He'll get brought down. Ulti goes out. Pasha dies. Febby dies. Pilot dies. Everyone dies except the Radiant, but they lose Solo and Pasha as well, but... Dude, no one and Ramsey just aren't dying in fights.
I mean, they went on the Bounty Hunter, and Pi, like, casted Winter's Curse like he was going to cancel the Fiend script, but he didn't actually because he wanted to save it for the Black Hole. But the problem is he got spotted, and then he was just getting beat on the entire time, just waiting for, like, a Black Hole to come out so he could go for the cancel. So it was it was not really an ideal engagement for Mineski because the fight was too chaotic and spread out. But they are going to force a couple of TPs back, so Ajit, he gets his own spin TP, and VP are not really going to be able to get too much in the way of objective off this. Roshan's still respawning. We'll know in 2 minutes how long it's actually going to be. And this is still a game. Like, Mineski, they were definitely, and still definitely are playing pretty well up until this point, but that fight was just, the hectic ones, I think, are always going to favor VP.
And, well, Moon does hit 15. Do you think this might just be... It almost feels like they want to get the second Roche and just go up. Oh, they're going to find Solo again, though. Seems like Solo and Pasha are literally just walking towards this game. But, I mean, it's working out. VP, they brought it back a little bit.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those games where I feel like what it's going to boil down to is just who's better in the fights. And I have a really hard time naming a team who's better at team fighting than VP.
Yeah, it's very difficult. And Radiance up on... They didn't even have the item right. He went Armlet first into Radiance, so he's got survivability. He's got insane damage. Ramsey's just looking scary now. Damn,
I mean, he's really close to Ajit's net worth. Obviously, the OD is still standing on top of everyone else. He's got his BKB now. He's still sitting on 2,300 gold. I guess he just wants buyback. Yeah. Most of the time, he finishes his Kayayasha, so he's just playing it a little bit conservative. And this is like this smoke is a bit odd, I feel.
Yeah.
Because like they know Roshan's not up. They are getting wards down and stuff, so that there is a purpose behind it, but they're not really going to find anything big. Going to show Moon in the mid lane. And this is one of those fights where, again, it's risky for both teams. Like, either team can take the fight. It just really depends on...
Yeah, oh, and here we go. Dude, this Lifestealer, right? The problem is you only have one BKB Piercer in this Winter Wire, and you want to save that for the Enigma, right? It feels like Ramses just has free reign in these fights.
Yeah, the Winter's Curse pretty much needs to be on the Enigma, because there's no other reliable way to stop Black Hole at this point.
That's the problem, right? You have the grip for that. You have that. Oh, and they are going to get a grip. He is just going to get healed. There's going to be a stun forward. Looks like Solo will go down, so grip will be wasted. They're going to look for Moon. He gets Guardian Grip. There's the ulti from Moon, but they can't even kill him. It's going to be an Omni Slash on the back. Will they get Moon? He is going to have that death ulti, but it won't do anything. He's spinning, but no one. Still magic immune. Febby, oh my god, he is getting melted. Throws the stun out. Does hit Lifestealer. What a play from Febby. They get the stop. No one is going to go down. Thank God he's saved for that buyback, or else this could have just been their base. Roger looks to be dying as well. Corrosive Haze, oh, one crit's all it's going to take. Or two auto attacks. And he inhibits him, gets double attack, and guess who's up? Big boy Roche.
That timing.
Oh.
That was like an instant spawn, right?
Yeah, I think it was. Oh, do they not know? He didn't look? Only the Roger creep went and looked.
Well, they don't have their starter.
They're scared, yeah, and they're SF, right? It's tough.
I mean, they can definitely do it. It's just that KP needs... Okay, they're pinging it now. All right, they're going to walk to the pit. KP's got his level 4 sprint, so he is crazy fast. That fight, I mean, Aja just had a DD. Like, yeah. The way that VP were taking the fight, I think, was okay. They popped the BKB. Like, the Fiend's Grip opening was a little bit optimistic, I would say, coming in from Solo when he just started hard channeling it on the Moon, hoping that would actually do anything, and obviously that one kind of fell short. But they do eventually kill the SF. But the DD rune made a big difference. And the other thing, too, is, like, Mineski didn't even curse there. Because Pasha was just running at Pylai Die the entire fight, so he never had an opportunity to curse. But not Pasha, Roger couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Like, Roger could not get into the fight to cast any of his spells because, again, he has to worry about the Wyvern. Yep. So the positioning of the fight was a little bit bad for VP, and I think, like, Solo opening like that was not really the best.
Yeah. Felt like, and you see why this Guardian Greaves SF's so popular, right? They were just like right-click him, and they just couldn't kill him through like all of it. It took them forever, and well, they just end up losing that fight. He's going BKB after the Manta, so. Do you just want to see a push by Mineski here, or do you think they should play it safe?
Well, they got cheese. They might want to wait out KP's BKB. It makes a big difference in the fights to have the Slardar able to just keep reapplying that Corrosive Haze, get multiple bashes off and stuff. I wouldn't hate to see them just like control the map for a little bit. They can take Bot Shrine too. They haven't taken that one yet. And I mean, they got a 6k lead. So we talked about earlier how I don't really think that their lineup falls off too much. Winter's Curse actually becomes stronger, like the later the game goes. Because, the heroes just do more damage and stuff. You got Corrosive Haze, you got Ajit's Jug, who's still farming up a Storm. I don't really think you're in a rush. As long as you're controlling the map and you're getting more out of it than VP, I think that Mineski feel comfortable in that.
And will Febby will take that bottom shrine. 4-staff Atos on him now, pretty far. And has that dude? That lockdown's been owning Pasha as well. He's been Atos every time, it feels like.
Yeah, they saw that smoke, by the way, because KP was tracked, so they definitely know what's up.
But look at this, dude. The question is, does Mineski even care? Right clicks fly, and Moon is in there pretty deep. He has the Aegis, but still, you don't want to be caught in a bad position. And they're going to go for the melee barracks, actually. Febby doing it. I like that. Ramsey's like, nah, you can't do that. And they're just going to play cool. Edict, not even an ulti. Back up in 10 seconds. Probably just wait for that with this creep wave. And it's all about this Enigma. Where is he? He's just at the front. It's just so hard, right? Without a blink dagger.
Even with a blink, like, yeah. Look at how far away Pi is. Like, they're pinging him. They're like, yeah, we got to get this Wyvern.
The
Wyvern is the... Got the healing ward down now.
Here we go. Grip's going to come out on Febby. Is he just going to go down? He's still alive. Guardian Greaves gets popped. Solo gets done the backside by KP. KP's out by himself, though. He does have a lot of armor. He's trying to sprint away. He will just die, though. Looks like probably one more hit after that, though, needed. Febby's still alive here, actually, and KP's alive. Febby gets Guardian Greaved. Oh, my goodness. He will finally get brought down. They do save KP, and now Moon gets put under. Uh-oh. BKBs have already been used, though. Moon trying to run away, has the Aegis, Dust gets popped. He will just fake out an ulti. They're going to go for the Purge creep. Will he get it? Raise, doesn't even pick it down. He will throw out his ulti. No, stunned out by Roger. And now he will get healed up. Will he? Black Hole goes on both. He does have the Aegis, but Juggernaut's there, and there's going to be the winner's curse. And a nice sleep there. They're going to wake each other up on the backside. KP trying to fight against no one. They can't bring him down. KP getting chased by Ramses. Ramses will melt him down. Ajit goes godlike, though. Moon, Manta's up. They go for the chase on Solo, but they know they're outnumbered right now. And Ramsey's from behind. He's still here. Healing ward brought down instantly. They are going to go for the TP. Do they have any cancels? Pi going to try to fly. He's tracked, though. They see him. He's dead. That is a lot of gold going the way of VP.
That fight actually looked really bad for Mineski at first, but I think the biggest issue that VP actually had was they used their sanities really early. Like, at the beginning of the fight, no one just gets to hit. Right, he gets to hit Febby like, I don't know, what was like 10 times?
Yeah.
And he had like 42nd, and I'm like, oh god, you really don't want to fight into this, right? Because he's just going to hit like a truck. But the problem was he didn't have his ulti because he used it like right away. So I think that maybe if he had held on to the ulti a little bit longer, that fight would have had a much better look for them. And forcing the buyback from Mineski and stuff, like sure, the network, it shrank a little bit, but... That
buyback actually just made, yeah, that hurt.
It made it worth it for Mineski in the long run because they all they have to do is get BKBs on the Slardar, and I think the SF has his now, yeah. So Moon and KP both have BKBs. They know that the OD does not have buyback now, which means he can't play as aggressive as he has been.
Do you just run at him? Like, if you see him out of position, or do you even just go on him and like in the base when you go for a push again, knowing that buyback's down, or probably
if you have BKBs, you can probably commit and get the kill, because like I said, you put Corrosive on him, and like you have BKB on the Sardar, and you can't really do much to save him. You can like Nightmare or whatever, or you can self-imprisonment, but that's about it.
Well, 10 armor picked up by the Jug, now level 20. What are our levels looking like? Oh, poor Solo. Everyone's 15 and above, and he's just level 10. Even Pilot Die level 15. Gets the night vision talent, pretty nice. Has an Aether lens, by the way, so Pi's bringing it back.
I mean, he's been doing his job. Like, he's getting really good cold embraces. The curses are pretty much always patient. Like, he's waiting for Roger the entire time. Roger does have a blink now, by the way, which is important to note. I mean, I still think it's going to be difficult for him to get like an amazing black hole, because most of them have been canceled within like 1 or 2 seconds. But it is still going to help in regards to being able to catch the course. So if Pasha can keep the Wyvern far enough away from the fight, okay, they're just going to curse him, actually, bottom. Yeah. He's going to get chopped.
He will just die. And there it is, Atos to follow up again. And will Ajay go beyond godlike here? Is someone else going to take it? Is he even going to die? They have to pop another dust, and Febby will take it. But that's a hero off the map, right? That's like their vision here off the map. So Mineski probably happy about that kill. They can just farm everywhere. Man, meanwhile, bottom lane, they are like rotating now. No one is still level 21. He is farmed. He is the very scary part, but he does have a BKB getting a little bit low. 7. Uh-oh. Is he going to have to use his BKB? Will just get stunned. Doesn't want to commit it quite yet. Lightning will slow. There's going to be a spin. Oh, ho, ho. Gets to sleep. And he needed 4 hits to get the bash, so KP won't get it, but they do. Oh, will they find him? Do they have anything? No, no winner's curse. Probably would have been committed there too, but
Roger.
they get the Atos. Roger, this is not a hero you want to lose, especially with a Blink Dagger. Has Mech, won't even use it. He goes down, and all the Eidolons will get farmed up too, and that's a rough one.
He's got buyback.
He does.
Yeah, he's got buyback at least. They're gonna force it here for sure. If they had killed no one there, that would have been massive. But Cheese still on Moon, by the way. Important to note for this fight.
Well, tracks are flying out, but you see the melee X. They tried to go for it last time. Of course, it healed up all the way, so does still have the Cheese. No Aegis, though, so does have to be careful, right? You get gripped, you get blown out by this OD. That Cheese ain't gonna mean very much. Moon, man, they really love this melee Rax. Guess try to melt down these illusions from Lifestealer with the Radiance.
VP not being forced to buy out here on the Enigma is also really big too.
Yep. Nice put under there. Buys him time. 4 seconds till the Enigma spawns. They do have another clip. Moon will just go for it. Solo will end up dying. Guardian Greaves pop. Instant buyback from him. Enigma's alive, and smart play by Mineski. Just get the hell out.
They do have their Slardar BKB as well. Like they have 10-second BKBs.
They can turn it. They might. Ramses. Oh, they're going to go in somewhere else, and it looks like it is going to be unknown. He pops his BKB, but BKB's popped by everyone else. Will he get another bash hit? There it is. Ulti going to get popped. There's going to be the black hole, though. Will save Node. Winner's Curse comes out, though. They're going to beat down Roger. Oh, no, Moon passes his ulti, and they're going to bring everyone down. Ajit, he's actually just healing up, but no, he's dead. They do too much damage. Moon goes down as well. Oh, wait. Ajit's still alive somehow. I didn't see him make it out, and he'll just TP. They're going to try to chase for more. It's Febby. The Shuriken will not bounce to Febby make it. No, a blink by Roger will help secure the kill. And a fight that looked like, once again, Mineski might just take with some good ultis. They don't. No one in Ramses just tee off, and now Ramses almost 3,000 net worth above the next player.
That fight was really interesting because the black hole essentially still did its job. Moon died without being able to cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, so the breakdown of the fight is basically this. They jump in, they want to kill no one because they know he doesn't have buyback. They force his BKB, they amp him. And then Roger gets a blank black hole on the heroes that are tunnel visioning the OD because, if he dies, the game is pretty much just over. So then the curse comes out, but the problem is all of Mineski's cores are standing in a midnight pulse. So even though the black hole gets canceled, that's the only reason Ajit was ever even low in the first place, was because he was sitting in the midnight pulse like the entire duration. And plus, when the curse comes out, OD's blink comes off cooldown. No one's able to blink out after the curse because you can't take damage from other heroes while you're affected by curse. So he blinks out. He doesn't die. Mineski's heroes are all super low because they're bathing in a freaking midnight pulse the entire time, even though the black hole did get canceled, and that's why the fight didn't go so well for them.
Gotcha. Well, now OD, level 22. Any big talents coming out? Looks like nothing too crazy. We are going to have the level 25 on Ramses, looks like next, and that rage duration, pretty good.
Yeah, the rage duration in this game is going to be huge. As far as level 25 talents go, I think on the side of VP, there's not really going to be a lot of them even coming out.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just Ramses and maybe no one.
Yeah. And man, well, Bounty, he's been struggling all game, but he's got some items now. Has a Solar Crest Drum going Lotus Orb. Obviously, Lotus Orb on top of your Black Holer feels pretty good when it goes back, hits the Winter Wyvern, but they're going to go in solo. This guy seems to, tank these ganks quite a few times.
Yeah, he's basically been the Pile I Die this game.
Yeah. And so,
I mean, Pie's only got 5 deaths. He's having a great game.
Yeah, even as an item, level 3 ulti. Is there... You still think Mineski's not in a timer window? They just have to play these team fights better?
I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily about playing them better. That fight was just like, again, it's chaos.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff happening. You saw an opportunity to maybe kill the OD bot lane.
Uh-oh, they find him again. They do get the stun. They hold him under that Atos. They're scared to commit to the fight, but they will bring him down. Right-click by Moon. They're going to chase for more. Ajit actually finds it. He cancels Ramses. Already used his inhibit, though. Can't slow him again. Has the Radiance burn. Is still getting crit, though. Ooh, KP needs to just get a hit. Has a bash hit and one more there. Will be buyback from Bounty. There's nowhere to TP to, though. Ramses does get slowed by Pilot Eye. Arctic Burn again will slow. They're chasing. They are doing damage to him, but Guardian Greaves, God, he has so much armor. They get the Atos again. He pops Armlet, attacks the creeps for health. Gets done. He's just going to get ulti. They go on. He's dead. He has buyback, though, but still a nice pickup. And by the way, Ajit still hasn't died. He is currently, he has died once, but 13, 1, and 6. Yeah.
Mineski should not force this. They should just walk right to Rush.
As well,
because Ramsey's everything that VP have are they're still up. They still have grip. They still have sanity. Still have they still have black hole. You should just go Roche like right now.
Scout it out, and they will.
Pi knows. Pi's like, yeah, let's just freaking Roche.
And purple actually pings it as well, so it looks like no one knows something's gonna be up here. Yeah. And the thing is, look at this Leshrac. He is only 200. He has a BKB and 50 gold.
Okay, he buys back. They force it out of him.
Yeah.
So the reason why you don't go high ground here is because if you force the buyback and then VP take a fight immediately, you're throwing Roche away. Now VP are forced to fight this.
Ooh, Pilot die. Oh, that's Solar Crest move speed. So fast. Whoa, they actually blinking on the backside. Whoa, KP. He is going to hit the open wounds, though. There's going to be Moon just squaring up on him. Has the BKB Guardian Greaves, plenty of dispels. I believe the Leshrac, he has BKB in 10 seconds flying out on the chicken, which another decent upgrade from Mineski.
Yeah, Febi's definitely really farmed.
Oh, but this OD has the sheep stick. If he binds like Ajit or one of those cores right, gets him with the sheep stick alone.
This is all in for VP. They're all in for the
and they're going to go in. Solo is just going to go down. He's already used buyback, so I know it's not the biggest hero, but it still makes it a 4v5 fight. And they're going to try to go in. Stun will end up missing. Chicken is out, so Febi can't bring the BKB. Ajit gets healed up, and it just feels so hard right now, especially what is going on? KP just fighting in the backline. Now Ramsey's by himself. He's already used his buyback. If he dies here, this very well could be game. He gets the Hex up on the Shadow Fiend in the back, though. Ajit just spinning, will heal up. Not very much, though. They're going to try to get the tax. No one pops his BKB. BKB popped by Moon. He doesn't want to fight him. It looks like VP's crumbling in this fight. Ramsey's will make it out, though. They're going to put under. Moon's going to throw out his ult here. Will get the slot. No one dies. No buyback. If Ramsey's died right there, the game's just over, right?
Yeah, 100%. That was such a nice Requiem from Moon, too. He Requiemed in a way that the souls were inside of the hitbox of the Astral when he came out, so there was no way that he was going to be able to blink out.
Yeah. That's tough to do, too, yeah.
That is really hard to time that perfectly. Like, it was right on top of him. All right, so that's Refresher Shard for the Jug, and Moon's going to pick up the Aegis. He has 2 cheeses. He actually never used the first cheese.
Boy,
he's actually going to toss him to KP. He doesn't need a lot of him. He's like,
likes his cheese. What's your favorite cheese, Draskell, if you had to pick one?
My favorite cheese? I'm a Gouda guy. I like Gouda.
Gouda's good.
Yeah.
I'm like a mozzarella guy, you know. I don't like that sharp.
But the good mozzarella, right? Not like
the fresh mozzarella.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we got a Butterfly and Shadow Fiend now, so he's got the Guardian Greaves, but he's also doing some damage too. With that Corrosive Haze, you don't even need pure damage items. You're already getting a ton. And well, this could be the last glyph of the game here for VP. Mineski has played this game so well. Ajit 14-1-7. Pilot having a great one, and they're just losing their axes here. Not much you can do without your OD.
Yeah, it's tough. 30 seconds. They might be able to hold on long enough and not get mega'd. I don't know, man. It's actually going to be so
Edict
fast.
with the Presence Aura. Yeah.
Maybe they don't have 30 seconds.
Nah, these racks are going down without a glyph. I think Ramses is trying. He's going to like zone them on the right side so they can't go bottom, it looks like. And he's doing a pretty good job of it. Even the melee rack still stands, actually. Oh, on the back, Solo gets picked off again. Not quite yet. Will sleep. Ajit just going to pop the ulti. Jesus. I mean, I know some people don't like Solo, but that's taking it pretty far. Ramsey's going to run forward. Ramsey's just is running forward. Yeah, OD, he is alive now, so they can defend. They don't get the megas. And here we go. Oh, actually, the Refresher Shard, it gets popped. But a Manta, it's not going to be enough. Ramsey's just getting ulted down. He will infest into Pasha, who's invis. Will save their game once more. VP, the kings of, staying in games. One more team fight, maybe. Double damage, though.
It's going to be tough for VP to pull this one out, though. Like, this is a... Like, there's a Butterfly now on Moon. It's like the item progression on Mineski is getting out of control. A lot of the fights, when the gold was much more even, Mineski were still able to, pull off wins. And I think, again, it's a lot due to their draft. Like, the starter and the Winter Wyvern are just doing so much freaking work in these fights. This Enigma has had some impactful spell usage, but you can't ask Roger to get, like, perfect black holes against Pi, who is pretty much always sitting, like, 2 screens away from the fight. Like, it's so difficult for them to get in because they have the sentry down, right? So normally you would want the bounty hunter to be able to get in and stop him from being in good position. You force him out of position, then your Enigma can actually go in. But it can't happen that way because the sentries are always down. They have the initiation advantage on Mineski too because they have the Blink Slardar. So every time that, Pasha shows in a fight, he's getting Atos, he's getting Blink stunned, and then because there's no pressure on Pi, like I mentioned before during the draft, I feel like it's just a free game for him. He just gets to stand there and wait.
Yep, uh-oh, and they going against Solo. Is he going to die? He sure is. Solo, ooh, wait up. He's still alive. Guardian Grief takes the Corrosive Haze. He actually survives. They will heal the Slardar. He will throw out an Enfeeble, but it'll just be on illusion. Looks to be trying to just get these Megas. Moon pops BKB, right-clicking. He is getting bashed up, but Ramses goes forward. OD gets an ulti off the back. They do get Pilot Eye. Black Hole. They can't find a good one. Is he just going to cast it here? Will he have to? No, he just dies. He does have a buyback, though. Comes over. Moon is getting right-clicked down pretty hard. Has the Aegis still with the Butterfly, doing a lot of damage. No one might just die. He does. Nice job by Moon. Grip comes. It goes down, and this is looking to be the end of the game here. Buyback from no one, and the Enigma already. Bane is the only one who can't respawn. Black Hole, that's an Aegis, though. Are they even going to bring him down in it? They finally will. Febby actually goes down on the backside. Gets Ramses. We will see a respawn. Ramses goes for the kill. They jump on the backside. No one will put himself under. Guardian Greaves comes out. Looks like Moon might just die. Midnight Pulse doing some work. Jit throws out his ulti. He goes over to the creeps. Won't matter. No one die back. Jit, he will just go for the TP, and he will make it. KP might. He has the gem. That is a gem.
I mean, they held their racks. And honestly, like, even the gold was kind of favoring them overall. That was, what were they, like 14, 13k ahead before that fight? Now they're only 7. So multiple buybacks, but they know Black Hole's down. They know that the OD most likely does not have buybacks, so they're just going to make their way back.
There is a Black Hole coming up, though. He has a refresher and 50 gold. Wait. What? Okay, he dropped him. Sorry, I was like, did he sell him? Yeah, that freaked me out. Yeah. We'll see. 30 cents for that Black Hole. This is the last chance. No OD, though. That's the thing. This guy's been doing so much work.
This is their only chance, is the refresher Black Hole. He's going to hide it. They're going to pop the smoke. Actually, he doesn't need to because they are smoked, but they are not going to expect this at all. I hope they don't get too aggressive here because they could really hurt Mineski if they do.
And look at this. Ramses with the basher actually bashing down Ajit pretty hard. KP, nice dodge by Pasha. They still have it. He has it. He's going to throw it. He gets the Black Hole. Oh, but Pila die. The boy saves their game, it looks like. Ramses is still going in, and he is actually doing so much damage. Oh, shit. We'll have to get healed up. He is spinning. Solo dies to KP, so KP's running back over. He could be the X Factor. He's coming. Will they kill Ajit? Finally, the Radiance burn. Oh, my goodness. It actually gets it. Now KP's kind of by himself. They do get the Bounty Hunter. Oop, Atos himself, so he can't get the stun, though. And now Ramses will get run out by Febby. Looks like they just want to kill Pasha. They know Ramses such a hard kill. Pilot Eye puts himself under. They get Pasha. He has buyback, though. Pilot Eye should be the next one to die. He will be. Ramses is solo holding this. Their base, so, is getting massacred by creeps. They have to glyph it. And Ramses, well, this is the game. He put up a good fight. Pasha will get brought down as well. And, well, VP, I'd say down for most of the game. They held for a while, but it won't matter. Mineski gonna take game 1, a lot like we saw Forward do yesterday against VP.
Yeah, this was a really nice draft for Mineski. That's why after watching them play against eHome yesterday, I was really excited to see them go into day 2 because I knew that they had the potential, right? Like the picks that they do, I really like. This game was impossible for Enigma. Like, I don't know what the heck you expect Roger to do in this game. That Wyvern pick was amazing. The Slardar pick was amazing. I mean, they opened with the Lesh Slardar, obviously. I wouldn't even be shocked to see VP like ban either Lesh or Slardar in the next game. If it were me, I'd probably lean more towards Slardar just because it makes the itemization on your cores so bad. Like, how many fights did VP lose because as soon as no one pops BKB, he gets corrosived and then just gets ran down, right? Because the OD wants to be able to BKB and sit there and attack. But against Slardar, you can't. Even with BKB, you can't. You need like an additional way to get dispelled. Like maybe, I suppose, Pasha could have bought a faster Lotus instead of going for the Solar Crest, for example. So that way, you know, he talked about the Winter's Curse countering and the having it a spell for the Corrosive Haze. That would have made a big difference in this game, I think, just having that Lotus. But overall, like, really nice game for Mineski. They had a couple of mistakes here and there in regards to team fights, but good draft, good play. Just a good game overall.
Yeah, it was. And so if you're Mineski, you're just telling them, you know, keep drafting how they're doing it. Like, just do what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't see anything for Mineski that they particularly did wrong. For VP, it's like the Enigma had a hard time functioning in the game. Pasha had a lot of kind of random deaths around the map, but I think that's just a byproduct of how their heroes have to play. Like, you want to scout with the Bounty Hunter. Mineski are playing this 5-man Dota. You're just going to get caught. VP had to play super fast, and I don't think their heroes actually allowed them to do that. as much as maybe they thought they would. So maybe try a little bit something different next game if you're VP.
All right, makes sense. That is game number 1. If you didn't know today, not just 2 best of 3s, we've got 3 best of 3s. You're going to know who's in the winner bracket. You're going to know who's in the losers bracket. There's 4 streams going on right now. DreamLeague, I think 1 through 4, maybe. You can check out some other games as well. I'll look at them, while we're on a break. But we are going to take a quick one. When we come back, game 2, can Mineski, can they just go to the winners bracket immediately, or will VP tie it up 1-1? Stick around, and you will